Are you looking for the best backpack coolers? In this video we will look at some of the best backpack coolers on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Best overall, Yeti Hopper M20 Soft Backpack Cooler. New this spring, Yeti has replaced its infamous Hopper Backflip 24 backpack cooler with the Hopper M20 Backpack Cooler. The big difference: Yeti's new soft backpack cooler no longer has a zipper. It now uses magnet technology and clips to close the top of the cooler. One frequent complaint we hear with Yeti and other similar cooler models is how tough it can be to pull the zipper open and closed. Yeti must have been hearing that as well with this swap. Rest assured, even with a fold, magnet, and clip closure, the M20 still has some serious insulation chops. Our testers put a small bag of ice in the M20 with a few cold beverages, and it took more than 30 hours for all of the ice to melt in temperatures around 70 degrees. The M20 is also a bit sleeker and lightweight compared to its predecessor. We also like that the M20 has a bit more accessible price. One minor complaint: there are no sternum or waist straps on the M20. Now, that's not a deal breaker. This backpack cooler is still super solid and comfy to tote around. But for longer approaches, we'd like to see those features added back. However, the upshot is that Yeti did it again, making a top-shelf cooler, and we do think the magnet technology is much easier to deal with than those tough zippers. Number 2. Best overall, runner-up, IceMule Boss 30-liter backpack cooler. Like the Yeti Hopper Backflip, IceMule's Boss is heavy-duty, rugged, and spendy. And while the pack is good and cold and ice retention, more on that in a bit, our testers particularly enjoyed how easy it was to carry it despite its bulk. This is the best big cooler for carrying, one tester noted. Our testers loved how the straps are not too thin and not too bulky, and the cooler's back padding and ventilation. They also liked the chest and waist straps. IceMule has emphasized the ergonomics of this backpack, including a dual-zone suspension. We also like some extra touches on the Boss compared to other coolers we tested, like the additional pockets and places to attach gear you don't want inside the actual cooler. We also enjoy how waterproof the cooler is. It was good in terms of cold and ice retention, and there was still some solid ice in the cooler 24 hours after initially putting ice in it. But while Yeti's Hopper Backflip only saw the inside temperature rise by about 7 degrees after 24 hours, IceMule's Boss increased by about 19 degrees. Our conclusion: if ice and cold retention are most important to you and you don't mind one main compartment, go with the Yeti Hopper Backflip. But if you prefer organization and a comfortable carry, the IceMule Boss is the way to go. Number 3. Best budget. Coleman has become famous for its budget outdoor gear, and this cooler backpack meets that expectation. Our testers loved how lightweight and comfortable this backpack felt, giving a nod specifically to the plush padding on the sides of the waist straps. We also like the carrying and organizational diversity potential within this bag. There are multiple inner pockets, a couple of outer mesh pockets, and straps on the back for carrying potential. While the initial temperature wasn't as cold as other cooler packs we tested, the inner temperature only increased by about 11 degrees 24 hours after putting ice in the pack. There was also a bit of minimum leaking from the zippers after the ice began melting. At the end of the 24 hours, there was no solid ice left in the backpack. This Coleman is a solid choice for anyone looking to find an affordable backpack cooler. It'd be ideal for outdoor music festivals, taking lunch to work or on a picnic, or quickly transporting drinks or food to a potluck. Number 4. Best value, Igloo Reactor 24 can backpack. Igloo's Reactor backpack cooler performs nearly as well as coolers priced hundreds of dollars more than it. In terms of ice and cold retention, after 24 hours, the Reactor had amounts of solid ice similar to the IceMule Boss and IceMule Pro. And where the IceMule Pro's inner temperature increased by about 19 degrees, the Reactor's internal temperature only raised less than 10 degrees 24 hours after we filled it with ice. Our testers also liked how comfortable and easy the pack was to carry, although they did mention wanting to see a waist strap added to help distribute the weight a bit. The waterproof zipper was challenging for the testers to open but not as tough as other coolers. The abrasion-resistant material held up well in our lab testing, and the waterproof material kept liquids from falling in or out of the pack. Number
The
5.
IceMule Pro is made from an extra
Best for
tough,
paddling. We
heavy-duty
love the simple
1000
design
denier
of the
tarpaulin
IceMule Pro.
that will stand up to the most
But don't let the
punishing
simple
conditions.
design fool you. The Pro
IceMules
has
are
some
not
souped-up
sewn
tech
together.
and features,
They're welded
making
to
this
ensure
pack
that they're
a great
completely
option,
waterproof.
especially if going
IceMule
onto
Pros
the water
employ
is in your
padded
outdoor
backpack
plans.
straps, ventilated
IceMule
backpads,
employs
and a
its
stern
double
strap to
proprietary
help
inner
optimize
and outer
weight
fabric to
distribution,
boost durability.
making them the most
It
portable,
also uses
high-capacity
proprietary
coolers
insulation
made.
to amp
The
cold and
IceMule
ice
air
retention,
valve is a unique
making the
feature
Pro
found
one of the
only
best
on the
performers
IceMule.
during our 24-hour
The
ice
air valve
test.
allows you to add air.
A day after
to actually
initially
enhance
putting ice
insulation.
into the cooler pack,
And IceMule
the
has no
internal
zippers.
temperature only
Instead, it
raised
uses
about
a
7
traditional
degrees,
roll-top
and some
design
solid
to ensure
ice
easy
remained.
access to the cooler.
Our testers liked how
IceMule
padded
coolers.
and comfortable the
Portability
backpack
of a
straps
backpack.
were on their shoulders and the chest strap for weight distribution. And while the pack was a bit heavy and some water leaked out of the roll-top closure, our testers still gave the Pro top marks across all rated attributes. We also like some travel and boat-specific features like the air valve, which allows you to add or remove extra air from the insulation air. This will help make the cooler buoyant, with extra air, and compact to a smaller size for travel, with less air. Bonus, the straps on the outside of the cooler allow you to attach extra gear to the outside of the pack or secure the pack to a boat, kayak, or SUP.